On this edition of Lakeville City Limits, Senior Center Coordinator Linda Walter informs us about healthy cooking classes at the Heritage Center. Next, I talk with Assistant County Engineer Brian Sorensen about the future of county roads in the city. And finally, Jody from Lakeville Liquors talks with a winemaker from Murphy Good and finds out about their connection with Minnesota. Hello, I'm City Administrator Steve Melke. Welcome to City Limits, Lakeville's public information program. Up first on today's show, we head across the street to the Heritage Center, where Linda will show us a healthy cooking class.
Hi, I'm Linda Walter, the Senior Coordinator here at the Lakeville Senior Center. And with me today is Lisa Danielson from Family Fresh Market. Lisa, I'm so pleased that you could come and visit us today. Can you tell me a little bit about Family Fresh Market?
Sure. Our first Family Fresh Market opened in 2008 when we opened a store in Hudson, Wisconsin. And the idea behind Family Fresh Market is to have high quality fresh food at an everyday low price.
Well, that sounds very good. And you know, in the local newspaper about a year ago, I noticed that you did nutrition classes on healthy eating. And so I had called the corporate office to see if they would consider coming out here and doing a class for us. And they were very agreeable to that. So that's why you're here today.
Yep.
And so what are you going to be cooking today?
Well, today we're featuring apples, seasonal, and we're going to be doing a spinach salad with a maple bacon vinaigrette, an apple turkey burger, as well as cinnamon apples in the microwave.
Oh, that sounds really tasty. And so now, do the people help you make this, or do they help you eat it, or what happens here at this class?
Well, usually the classes are demonstration style, so I'll stand in the front and give some tips and talk through each recipe, and then once they're done, the people at the class get to taste it.
Okay, and then do you hand out the recipes afterwards?
Yep, everyone gets the recipes as well.
Well, good. So now, do you also include like the calories and the various healthy things that they need to know?
Yeah, usually at the end of each recipe we have the nutrition facts, and I give little tips about how to make recipes healthier in the middle of each recipe, and so I try to do my best to keep nutrition in the plan.
Lisa, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you select the recipes that you're going to be using and who selects them?
Okay, well, we have a team of dietitians at Family Fresh. There's 3 of us, and we try to pick recipes that are easy to cook, quick, nutritious, and tasty.
Okay, real good. And are they seasonal recipes then?
We try to, yep. So next time I'm here in 2 months, I will try to do something around the holiday time with pumpkin or cinnamon or something like that.
Okay, that sounds good already, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Family Fresh comes here at the center every other month on the last Wednesday of the month at 1:30. And so if you thought this would be a really good class to attend, we'd love to have you come. It's just a slight charge for it. And plus you get to have a free meal. So anyway, thank you for coming, Lisa. It's really a pleasure.
You're welcome.
We have many other upcoming events that are going to be happening here at the center. The famous Belgian Waffle Breakfast, which will be held on Sunday, October 13th, from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The cost is $7.25 for adults, $5.25 for children, and free for ages 5 and under. Also, takeouts are available. On October 14th, the hearing doctor will be here to conduct free hearing screenings and to clean hearing aids. You can make an appointment by calling the Senior Center. A Heart Restart CPR class will be held here on Tuesday, October 15th at 10:30 a.m. Learn how to do CPR in 30 short minutes. You will watch a DVD and practice on a mannequin along with the DVD. It's very simple and non-intimidating, and you may save a loved one's life. Health Source Chiropractic will be here at the center to give free chair massages on Wednesday, October 16th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. And Dr. Nicole Lauer at 12:20 will give a presentation on the top 5 daily supplements. This will be the second of 12 health topics and classes. On Thursday, October 17th at 1 p.m., Eleanor Osman, who for more than 30 years was food writer for the St. Paul Pioneer Press. She'll tell stories from the life of food. Those stories, plus her favorite recipes, appear in her book, Always on Sunday, Revisited. This is a very entertaining presentation that you won't want to miss. Eleanor will also have her books available for purchase, and she'll autograph them for you. Meet the Lakeville Area Public Schools Superintendent Lisa Snyder here at the center on Wednesday, October 16th. She will give information and answers about the school board's levy. Square dancing is a new program that we will be offering. We'll begin with a demo on Thursday, October 24th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. Wear your dancing shoes, as you will have the opportunity to join in if you desire. If this goes over well, we will offer classes on a regular basis. A health insurance counselor from the Metropolitan Area of Aging will be at the center on October 14th and 28th to assist with the basics of Medicare and medical assistance, choosing a supplement and/or a Part D plan, processing of claims, assisting with forms, and more. Open enrollment begins October 15th, so now is your chance to get informed in order for you to select the insurance plan best for you. To make an appointment, call the center. Two new clubs that we've started are a drama club and a clown club. We're looking for people to join these clubs. We're planning a short Christmas play to perform for members during the holidays. You do not need to memorize your lines. No experience necessary. Same with the clown club. We'll help you with your clown makeup, costumes, tricks, and everything else. Member Marilyn Bogan, drama teacher and clown, will lead these two programs. Clown Club meets at 1 p.m. on Tuesdays, and Drama Club meets at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. We also have our Metro Dining cards on sale here at the Senior Center. They consist of a box of discount cards that can be used once a month at a variety of south of the river restaurants. You buy one meal and get the second meal of equal value for free. New to our programs is a chess club. We're looking for people to play chess at 1 p.m. on Tuesdays. Also looking for Texas Hold'em players on Mondays at 1 p.m. There's many other programs that we offer, so if you'd like to check us out, you can check us out on the website at www.lakevillemn.gov, or better yet, stop by and tour the center and check out our programs. We're located at the old police station, 20110 Holyoke Avenue. If you choose to call us, our phone number is 952-985-4622. And have a great fall.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Joining me today is Brian Sorensen, Assistant County Engineer for Dakota County. Brian, thanks for joining me on City Limits.
My pleasure.
Brian, let's talk a little bit about you. What's an Assistant County Engineer do for Dakota County?
Well, I'm involved with a lot of aspects of transportation in Dakota County, and for those who don't know, we have about 420 miles of roads in Dakota County. Those would be the roads where you see the blue shields on the signs along the roads. And so examples of county roads in Lakeville would be County Road 50, Kenwood Trail, County Road 60, 185th Street, County Road 9, Dodd, County Road 23, Cedar. And my role there is to help put together the projects that we're going to build in the next 5 years and how we fund them. And then also I oversee the traffic area design and designing our improvement projects, right-of-way acquisition, and transportation planning.
So that's the kind of work that you supervise and work on in Dakota County and specifically in Lakeville. And we'll come back and talk about some Lakeville projects, but what prepared you for your work in Dakota County?
So I have a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, and coming out of school I spent 11 and a half years with Scott County as a transportation engineer there, and now I'm in my 8th year with Dakota County.
Well, it's a nice background. I know working with you, you do a great job looking out for the county's needs as well as the city's. Let's talk about some of the projects that you've been working on in Lakeville. One that's received some attention is the County Road 50 Corridor Study. Talk about what a corridor study is, and specifically on that project, what kind of findings the study produced.
Well, there's all different types of corridor studies that we do countywide. In the case of Kenwood Trail, the issue was raised as we worked through the process of developing a project at the intersection of 50 and 60 in Lakeville. In 2011, we did a study and made the decision to move forward with a roundabout at that intersection. And the public raised issues or questions about the roundabout and how it would affect the operation of traffic along Kenwood Trail going south from the roundabout. So we undertook a study where we looked at what the implications would be of that roundabout for the people that use Kenwood Trail every day. And then also what types of improvements would we need to consider in the future along that stretch of roadway. And the corridor study helped us frame those issues and then come up with a plan of attack for dealing with the problems.
And what kinds of roadway improvements did the study suggest are going to be needed in the future?
So the study suggested the best way for us to handle the issue of delays that people may experience along that corridor is to expand the road to 4 lanes. So as you know, we're 4 lanes as we get down close to Dodd Boulevard and that intersection. With the roundabout project at 50 and 60, we'll be building 4 lanes through that intersection and be a multi-lane roundabout at the intersection. So the study was recommending connecting the 4 lanes between those 2 points.
And then between those points where basically County Road 60 and Dodd, any access changes or intersection changes?
Right. As part of the study recommendations, we developed an access plan that would give us a plan to follow as we make changes along the corridor.
So Brian, when might this plan move into specific engineering, design, and construction?
The discussions we've been having with the city has been to plan for a project potentially in 2017, and that's subject to the county board and city council both agreeing to move forward with this project as part of their capital improvement plans. In order to accomplish that schedule, if that's indeed what the council and board agree to, then we would need to start designing that project in 2015, and then we likely would be out along the corridor acquiring any right-of-way that we need to acquire to build the improvements in 2016.
I know one area of sensitivity about that design will be the commercial section between Ipava and Dodd. Can you talk about some of the issues that are going to have to be looked at there before we can finalize the design?
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a challenging stretch to widen to 4 lanes, and the reason for that is the proximity of the businesses along the north and east side of Kenwood Trail. So the businesses we're talking about are the White Funeral Home, the McDonald Eye Care, Farm Show Publishing is there. They're already fairly tight to the roadway, as people are going to notice as they drive by. Kind of compounding that issue is the fact that we have a railroad on the other side of the roadway. So when we expand the roadway, we're not going to be able to go towards the railroad. So we're going to have our work cut out for us along that stretch in finding a way to make those improvements happen and still keep those businesses viable.
And then those sections between Ipava and County Road 60, are there going to be implications to properties adjoining there as well?
There absolutely will. You know, I think the city and county have done what we can to try to preserve the right-of-way that could be needed for improvements. So as newer developments came through, we were setting aside the right-of-way. Lakeville residents may notice development is already occurring on the north and east side of Kenwood Trail, just south of 188th Street. And through that process, we made sure we had the right-of-way set aside before the development moved forward. But there was a lot of development that occurred well before us knowing there would need to be a 4-lane roadway along this stretch.
And you said that that study actually was prompted by the improvements to County Roads 50 and 60 in that intersection. Talk a little bit about the needs at that intersection and what prompted the work back in 2011 to plan for an upgrade there.
Sure. We've been experiencing delays there for a few years, and as Lakeville continues to develop and the surrounding communities continue to develop, we know those delays are just going to get worse. So we first undertook a study in 2011 to look at how do we deal with those delays at that intersection. We looked at a couple different options. We looked at a typical widening of the roadway and a signalized intersection, just like we have today. That would have been a pretty substantial project as well. We would have been looking at double left turn lanes in addition to the 4 through lanes in both directions on 50 and 60. And we weighed that against a multi-lane roundabout option. And we compared the two options as far as the delays that we would expect people to experience, the safety, which became a big factor, and then also the costs. And not only the short-term costs of building the roadway, but what the long-term costs would be for people for experiencing the delays and the crashes that naturally come with intersections on our road system, unfortunately. So we did a full assessment of that, and through the study, it became pretty clear that the roundabout was the safest and most cost-effective way to handle the traffic at that intersection.
I think some folks are fearful of a double lane roundabout or a multi-lane roundabout. We just opened up something close to that on Dodd and Highview. It seems to be working pretty well, but what can you tell people that would help them understand why the roundabout might work better than a 4-lane intersection that they're used to?
The clearest benefit that comes with roundabouts is safety. And we gain that benefit at roundabouts because traffic is traveling at fairly low speeds. The conflicts are more of a side swipe type conflict versus a T-bone conflict where we really see injury accidents. So we expect a clear benefit when it comes to injury and fatal crashes at the roundabout. So I think that's one of the major benefits that people will experience. And we're not saying that there will never be crashes in the roundabout. We know mistakes will be made and there will be crashes. But when they happen, they'll be low speed and they'll be of the type where people are much less likely to be injured.
I know that's an intersection where there's been some very high-speed accidents and people have actually been killed because of the speed that they crash at when they connect.
And that's the problem with signals. If one person makes a mistake and runs a red light, it can be tragic.
So that project is slated for what kind of a schedule?
So that project, right now, we're scheduled to get underway for construction next year in 2014. That project is going to take 2 years to get built. So what people would expect to see in 2014 is a lot of utility work, a lot of the work that's going to happen off of the traveled lanes. And then in 2015, we are expecting to close down the intersection. So there will be some significant impacts for traffic, unfortunately.
Well, we know that that's a particular location where there aren't a lot of alternatives for traffic to get rerouted. So how will you go about trying to figure that piece out?
Yeah, we're talking with the city right now about developing a scope of work to look at what the traffic implications of closing down that intersection will be. And that'll hopefully help the city and county be prepared for increased traffic levels on other routes so that we can try to minimize the effect that this is going to have on day-to-day traffic in Lakeville.
So Brian, if somebody wants to learn about either the 5060 intersection or the County Road 50 study, what resources, how do they find out more of the detailed information about those projects?
Right, I think the best way to find information on the 5060 intersection is to go straight to the project website, which is www.50and60.com. We have information going back to the beginning of the study report, what information we use to help us make a determination that roundabout is the right way to go, all the way through the design work that's been done up until this point. So we also have all kinds of informational brochures out there on how you drive a roundabout, how you walk through a roundabout if you're a pedestrian, your options in riding a bicycle through a roundabout, how trucks can use roundabouts, what you do with emergency vehicles if you're in a roundabout. So we really would encourage people to go out on our website and start there to try to find information. If they have more questions, there is contact information on the website too. And I know both the city and the county has information on our websites as well.
And the County 50 Corridor Study?
In the County 50 Corridor Study, we have a page on our Dakota County website. So if you go to www.co.dakota.mn.us, and in the search box, just type 50 Corridor Study, a link will pop up, and you can see all the information that we've shared with the public throughout the process of that study, and then also the final study report with the recommendations.
Well, Brian, Lakeville is a growing community, and the county roads are major arterials for people to get through our community. It's clear that as we grow, we're going to have to grow the county road system with us, and really appreciate the fact that you and your staff work on that and help us through that. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.
Did you know that Mayor Matt Little has office hours for the public? Every Tuesday, the mayor is available from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at City Hall. Appointments are not required, but are recommended, which guarantees you time with the mayor. If you would like to schedule a meeting with the mayor, call City Hall at 952-985-4403 to set up an appointment.
The curtain is going up for this year's season at the Lakeville Area Performing Arts Center. And this year, there's something for everyone. From a wide array of musical stylings to holiday seasonal performances, the Lakeville Area Arts Center offers the finest in regional entertainment. New this season, reserve seating for all performances. To find program descriptions and buy tickets online, visit our new website at www.lakevilleareaartscenter.com.
I am Jody Nordstrom here with Cellar Notes. Joining us today is Dave Reddy Jr. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your winery?
Well, we're in Alexander Valley up in the Sonoma County. We've been around since 1985. Started by my father, Tim Murphy and Dale Good. And Tim and Dale were grape growers. My dad was a wine guy. They decided they should start a winery.
Very nice. Why don't you tell us a little bit about each of your wines we have here today?
Hey, you bet. We have our Sauvignon Blanc with us today, which I make to be really bright and crisp, more citrus notes, but up through the tropicals. I make it to be really poolside appropriate. One of my favorite summer wines. We also have the Chardonnay. Most of that fruit's from Santa Barbara. And I make that to be really get a cocktail appropriate. No new oak. A little bit of malolactic, but really fruit forward, soft. Just really, more of a refreshing style of Chardonnay where you don't need a food to complement it. I also make other Chardonnays that do have more of the new French oak or new Minnesota oak. And for me, those are more food wines or at least Chardonnays to drink after sunset. We have our Pinot Noir, which comes from predominantly Monterey fruit. So really, nice notes of cherry. Really a wine I'm very proud of, especially, that we're able to offer it at such a great price point. It's because we have a lot of estate vineyards throughout the coastal part of California. So we have a lot of grapes to choose from and just able to make a really nice Pinot Noir. Our Merlot, again, North Coast, predominantly from Mendocino County, a little bit of Napa, a little bit of Alexander Valley, some Knights Valley, also in Sonoma. And really, it's a Merlot that has great tannin. It's not a wimpy wine by any stretch of the imagination. It's got some guts, but great fruit. It has a jamminess to it that I've been loving. I've been traveling a lot over the last couple of months. And so, when I travel and I'm out, calling on accounts, doing wine dinners, stuff like that, I really have a great chance to taste all these wines on a regular basis. And that's one that has really been sticking out where it's like, wow, this tastes so great right now. It's exciting. Cabernet, Cabernet is king. And again, this is predominantly North Coast as well. Mostly Mendocino County. Mendocino, just north of Sonoma, growing some really great grapes up there. And it's, not all that dissimilar to Sonoma. You still get, some nice big tannins, blackberry, still a little bit of cherry, really some wonderful, wonderful fruit. And then Liar's Dice is in my all-time favorite, nighttime wine. I love to grill baby back ribs. It is, for me, like the perfect pairing, or pulled pork sandwiches. It's just a great barbecue wine, great wine to just laugh with and build camaraderie. You know, that's that spicy black raspberry. You know, keep it really jammy, keep the fruit fresh. You know, some zins get a little bit of that prune to raisin quality, which, you know, people like as well. But I try to keep mine really fresh, keep it, you know, almost juicy. So, you know, once you have a glass, you really want a second glass.
There's a rumor going around that you are a Minnesota Vikings fan, and that is why you have purple wine labels.
That's absolutely true. You know, my dad was the marketer of the marketing genius, or, you know, of Murphy Good, and he grew up in Long Prairie, Minnesota, and I grew up in Edina. And, you know, graduated from Edina High School, which is where I got, you know, all of my wine knowledge, at Edina High School. And, you know, so we chose purple because, yes, we are huge Vikings fans. And, of course, now we even have our Murphy Good Viking helmets, which are a huge hit all over the country. I don't know, something about those helmets. People like to put them on. I guess, you know, allows you to have a little more fun.
Very cool. If you could make wine anywhere other than the United States, where would your ideal location be to open up another winery?
Well, you know, for a while I lived in McLarenville in Australia and had a wonderful time there. Like I was 23, 24 years old. And, you know, so I guess I'd have to say, you know, if I couldn't be in California, I'd want to be in McLarenville. And, you know, the Australians I find to be very similar to Minnesotans. You know, Minnesotans, you know, we love camaraderie. We love to get together, barbecue together. You know, friendship's very important. We all, for some reason, are incredibly nice. And, you know, the Australians were very similar to that. You know, they spoke funny. But, you know, I just really had a wonderful, wonderful time there. And so I'd want to, you know, reconnect with those friends and be there.
Perfect. I know that you're a big part of Operation Homefront.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Operation Homefront is a nonprofit organization that provides emergency funds to military families that are left behind as, you know, the warriors go off across seas, you know, that need help, but then also are there to assist returning soldiers, vets. Things is, you know, so it can be something as simple as paying an electric bill, fixing a car, to actually redoing a house to make it handicap accessible, if that's something that needs to be done. But, you know, also making sure that they're getting the care that they need. And, you know, I think it's just it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. You know, a lot of us, you know, kind of take for granted, you know, the sacrifices that are being made to allow us to take things for granted, you know, quite honestly. And I think that's part of what makes, you know, the United States the best country in the world, is that we live in bliss and happiness, and it's because of the sacrifices that are being made for us.
Absolutely. All right, well, it was very nice getting to talk with you today.
Yeah, my
Thank
pleasure.
you so much for coming. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now it's time for the answer to today's trivia question, which is, approximately how many vehicles daily pass through the new roundabout located at Dodd Boulevard and Highview Avenue? If you guessed C, 15,000 vehicles, you would be correct. This is the first double roundabout in the city. Yield to vehicles already in the roundabout, proceed through the intersection at slower speeds, and have patience with drivers new to using the roundabout. Here is a look at some of the road construction happening in the city. Interstate 35 has lane closures and is being repaired from Burnsville to Elko New Market. Also, various on and off ramps will be closed throughout the fall. This is increasing traffic on many local streets, so plan for increased travel time when driving in the city. This project is ever changing. To keep up to date on what's happening, visit the city's website. The intersection of County Road 50 and Holyoke Avenue is being improved. Marked crosswalks and modified turn lanes are being installed. Take care when driving in the area, as work is being done under traffic. Look for this project to be completed by the end of October. Here is a look at some of the upcoming public meetings that you can attend at City Hall. The City Council will be meeting on Monday, October 21st at 7 p.m. The Economic Development Commission meets on Thursday, October 29th at 4:30 p.m. Parks, Recreation, and Natural Resources Committee meets on Wednesday, November 6th at 6 p.m. And the Planning Commission will hold its meeting on Thursday, November 7th at 6 p.m. For more information on government meetings and the role of our boards and commissions, visit the city website at www.lakevillemn.gov. That's it for this edition of Lakeville City Limits. Thanks for watching. If you experience a problem with your cable TV service here in Lakeville, you should first contact Charter Communications at 1-800-581-0081. If you do not receive a satisfactory response, you can call the city at 985-4407 and we will assist you in resolving your problem. And just a reminder, you can see all of our programming online on the city website at www.lakevillemn.gov. Thanks again for watching this program and all of the programming here on LG TV.